Hi, I'm Dahlia Jane, and this is my familiar Leopold. In this video, I'll show you how to make this magical cauldron door hanger. To start this project, you'll need a plastic cauldron like this 16-inch cauldron from Party City. The first thing you need to do is cut the cauldron in half. These Party City cauldrons have a nice seam around them that can be your cut guideline. I'm using a dollar store steak knife to cut through the plastic, and you can definitely do it this way, but I don't recommend it. Some parts, like the sides of the cauldron, cut easily with a satisfying stabbing motion, but getting the cut started at the lip of the cauldron and cutting through the bottom base where the plastic is much thicker were really difficult. I spent about half an hour separating the two halves, and it was exhausting. If I was going to do this again, I'd try a handsaw such as a hacksaw or a coping saw. Once your cauldron is separated, put one half aside for another project. To make the surface of your cauldron more authentic and less plasticky, you're going to use spray paint and acrylic paints. Prepare the surface by sanding with a fine sanding sponge or sandpaper. Then wash with soap and water and let the cauldron dry. I'm using 4 spray paints, including a primer, a textured treatment, black spray paint, and a sealant. Make sure to check the instructions on any spray paints you choose. Always shake your cans for close to 2 minutes to prevent splatter. Once the cauldron is completely dry, start by coating the surface with black primer such as this Rustoleum American Accents Ultra Cover 2X primer. Let that dry for about half an hour. Next, cover the primer with Krylon Stone Texture spray paint in charcoal. This spray paint adds sandy-like bumps to the surface. It's more temperamental than non-textured spray paints, but that works out in this project because the uneven texture adds character to your cauldron and makes it look well used. I sprayed texture on every half hour, 3 coats total. Allow the textured spray paint to completely dry for about an hour, then cover the stone texture lightly with a black spray paint such as Krylon Color Master paint and primer. If you want the cauldron to look older, make this a light mist and leave some areas of the stone texture exposed. When the black has dried, you may want to add some depth with acrylic craft paints. I'm applying black Craftsmart Satin acrylic paint by hand with a foam brush. I'm concentrating especially around the cauldron's handle to make it stand out. To create a rust effect, I'm using DecoArt Dazzling Metallics in Royal Ruby. I'm dry brushing Royal Ruby with a chip brush, but you could use the same brush for both paints. When the rust color dries, you may want to lightly tap black paint on top of it to darken the rust down and make it look more subtle. Once you're happy with the surface of the cauldron and everything's dry, come back and spray a sealant to protect the paint from the elements. I did 2 coats of Rustoleum 2X Ultra Cover Matte Clear Spray, about half an hour apart. Let that cure at least overnight, but if you have time, give it a few days without handling it before the next steps. Letting the paint harden longer makes it less likely you'll scratch any of it off in the next part. Painting the cauldron took me just under 4 hours, but that was mostly dry time. I absolutely love how the surface looks after this treatment because it looks so much more authentic than the store-bought cauldron did. Next, you need to create a backing for the cauldron. Get a piece of black Foamcore board. I recommend Foamcore board that's solid black and has black even on the sides. Use your cauldron piece as a stencil and trace up the sides first. This line will be a guide for the hot glue in the next step. Then draw another line representing where the ornaments will bubble over. Have fun imagining how high over and to the sides you want the ornaments to cascade. Use a utility knife to cut through the foam core. You can tidy the line up a bit with scissors if you need to. Once you have your foam core backing cut out, it's time to get out the hot glue gun. Put a line of hot glue just inside the cauldron stencil line you drew and quickly press the cauldron into it. If you cut anything like I did, your cauldron won't be perfectly flush with the foam core. Fill gaps in with glue where you can. If you have gaps that are too wide to fill with glue, but most of your cauldron is stuck to the foam core, don't worry about it. You really won't see these ugly spots once the cauldron is finished and hung. To make a base for the ornaments, take 2 rectangles of floral foam and glue those just under the top lip of the cauldron. Now comes the most fun part, which is placing the ornaments that make your cauldron look like it's bubbling over. You can use any ornaments you'd like, but you're definitely going to want a variety of sizes. I went for purple, green, and black because those colors feel witchy. Some of my ornaments are shiny and some are glittered. I got all the ornaments at Hobby Lobby because they have the best stock of ornaments around me this time of year and the prices are reasonable. Grab one of your larger ornaments. Before you place an ornament, you want to remove its shiny cap. Dab hot glue around the area that sticks out where the cap was, and make sure to place that down towards the foam and towards the back of the cauldron where the foam core is. You don't want to see any of those cap bumps from the front. Make sure your first ornaments are making contact with the floral foam, because later ornaments will be glued to each other and you need a solid base. Your first layer should be made entirely of your largest ornaments. Once you've covered the floral foam, start building out around the foam core to the sides. When you have a good layer of ornaments, you can start gluing ornaments to each other. I like a messy, bubbly look, so I try to avoid any patterns by randomly placing the colors. When you're happy with the volume you've created with your larger ornaments, start adding in the medium and smallest sized ornaments where they look most natural. This will fill in any gaps and helps to conceal any messy glue spots. In a lot of projects I do, especially ones like this that take the better part of a day or days, there's a phase where I'm getting towards the end and I start to have doubts that the project's going to live up to my expectations. I definitely had that moment here before this was finished where I thought, it doesn't look like bubbles, there's too many gaps, and I've made a big mess. If you go through that downward spiral, take a breath and step back. Make sure your cauldron is standing up and get several feet away to look at the big picture, because that should help you see the overall effect of the bubbles you've created. Remember that if you plan to hang this on your front door, you're rarely going to be inspecting it close up. The wow factor happens when you're approaching the cauldron from a few feet away and you see how the light hits all the pretty colors. From a distance, you may find an area that needs more or bigger bubbles, but hopefully, once you step back a few feet, you'll feel better about putting on the finishing touches. Gluing ornaments took me about 2.5 hours. When you decide the bubbles are done, give the glue time to solidify and cure. You can come back later and gently test any ornaments on the top layer to see if they're loose, and add hot glue dabs where needed. I recommend you leave the project at least overnight before you try to hang it. I'm done gluing bubbles to the cauldron and now I'm ready to hang it on the door. So I had a plan involving double-sided tape and outside command hooks, but it failed miserably. It couldn't hold the weight, so I don't recommend using that. So instead, I'm gonna drill holes in the foam core board. If you plan to hang your cauldron this same way, I really recommend that you actually drill the holes first after you cut the foam core, but before you glue anything to it. This was just a last-minute change of plans when the first plan went terribly, terribly wrong. So we're gonna be using a 3/4 inch spade bit to drill the holes. Drilling was a little shaky with ornaments already glued on, so I ended up with 3 holes. To hang the cauldron, you'll need about 1.5 to 2 feet of chain and 2 small S-hooks. You can reinforce the holes in the foam core board with painter's tape to prevent tearing. Put one end of each S-hook through the chain and fit the other ends of the hooks into the drilled holes. I've hung the cauldron by the chain on a standard overdoor wreath hook. Leo didn't help at all. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll hit that like button, and please subscribe to my channel for more magical crafting. Thanks for watching and have a bewitching day.